To see a final vote on the incentives before the August recess. Here for you in Washington, Rashad Hudson, 6 News.
Well, our Nick Mantis is in for Audrey tonight with a look at sports, and a local high school golfer is actually keeping up with some college golfers, Nick.
Yeah, Sherry. East Lansing's Drew Miller was hanging with the college guys today at the U.S. Amateur Qualifier, and some college coaches were keeping a close eye on him. Plus, after being shut out last night, the Detroit Tigers have found some much-needed offense, but was it enough to get the win? We're going to find out when we come back.
This is the 6 Sports Desk.
Oh, we all know that summertime in Michigan means that golf courses are going to be crowded. For East Lansing junior Drew Miller, he might have everyone beat on the number of holes that he's played this past week. He started up north with the Michigan Junior Amateur Championship at Algameen Golf Resort, where he played 72 holes over 3 days and ended up being a medalist in stroke play. But today, Miller was back down here in mid-Michigan for another 36 holes. A lot of golf. He was playing at the U.S. Amateur Qualifier at Forest Acres West Golf Course on Michigan State's campus. And Miller was on one of the youngest golfers in the 72-player field. And Miller had a crowd watching him with Illinois golf coach Mike Small, who was coming off his 7th straight Big Ten championship, and he was catching up with East Lansing golf coach Victor Whipp. Michigan State golf coach Casey Lubon made sure to check out the hometown kid, and a good thing he did, because on the par 5 17th, Miller's drive set up his birdie putt as he carded a 6 over 77 in his first 18 holes of the day. But after a quick lunch break, he went back to work for his next 18 holes, which is when he turned things around. On his 36th and final hole of the day, a par 3 9th, Miller putts it in for par to finish in the second round at an even 71. The 16-year-old finished tied for 19th with a 2-round total of 6 under. And he did miss the cut, but it won't faze him because experiences like this are preparing him for the next level.
That's really why I play the game. I mean, I wouldn't play it if I didn't want to play at the biggest stage. So I try to give myself the most opportunities to get to that level as I can.
You can use these days to get better, and that's kind of what we did that second round, was just kind of work on some things, because he's got a lot of stuff coming up in the next month.
Our Ian Kress will have much more tomorrow on what's coming up next for Miller this month. As for those who qualified for the U.S. Amateur, the top two golfers in the field advance, and Coulter Smith from Grosse Pointe led the way with 7 under, while Michigan State's Troy Taylor right behind him in second place. His Spartan teammate August Meekhoff just missed the cut with a 1 under par. On the professional golf scene at today's second round of the Open Championship, it had a dose of reality and a feeling of sadness connected to it as Tiger Woods missed the cut to play into the weekend, making it possibly his last appearance at the legendary Old Course at St. Andrews. So while walking up to the 18th green, Woods acknowledged the crowd and said thank you for their support, which had him a little emotional, knowing that this could be one of his final moments playing at St. Andrews. The next time the Open might be back at St. Andrews won't be until 2027 at the earliest. Woods will then be 51 years old, but that doesn't mean he can't make some more memories at the home of golf. And the 3-time winner of the Open shared what this moment felt like.
The ovation I got at 18 is something that I'll always remember, just because I don't know if I'll ever be able to play another one again. So here, future ones, yes, but I don't know if I'll be able to be around for the next one. I'm not one who gets very teary-eyed very often about anything, but it's when it comes to the game, but just to hear the ovations get louder and louder and louder. I felt that as I was coming in, the people knew that I wasn't going to make the cut at the number I was. But the ovations got louder as I was coming home.
And now to those Detroit Tigers. Things were not pretty in yesterday's game against the Cleveland Guardians. Starting pitcher Tristan McKenzie shut down the Tigers' offense with a career-high 12 strikeouts, blanking the Tigers in a 4-0 win. So some more offense was needed in Game 2 of the weekend series. But it was a pitching that struggled early in this one. Tiger starter Drew Hutchinson already a 2-0 hole in the bottom of the first when Owen Miller gives one a ride. Riley Green tracking it down in center field, but he mistimes his jump. It bounces off the wall, and Miller hustles around for an RBI triple. Not the way the Tigers were hoping to get things going, but Green would get his revenge in the 3rd inning. Fast hands on a fast pitch equals a ball that'll go the other way in a hurry. That's just simple math. Riley Green had 1 home run before this one, so now he has 2 career home runs. That's even simpler math. But Green wasn't done having some fun. The Tigers tied it up in the top of the 4th with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Green gets one in the middle of the zone and launches it deep into right field. It rolls all the way to the wall for a 2 RBI double. Big turnaround for Green, who went 0 for 4 in last night's game. But the Guardians protected Progressive Field as Andres Jimenez bloops one to the left field. That'll get down for an RBI single to retake the lead as the Guardians win Game 2 of the series, 6-5 the final. First pitch of Game 3 against the Guardians is at 4:10 p.m. tomorrow afternoon. We'll be right back with a final look at your forecast, so stay with us.